And yes, indeedy, folks. Welcome to Polymax Particles Thursday edition. We are in a great mood today because we got a great show we're about to roll out for you. Our very dear friend Kate Scott is going to join us in just a couple of minutes. First of all, a couple of formalities. Good afternoon, everybody on the chat line. I'd love to see the listeners in the chat line just already lining up before we open the mics. You can just look over and see them. They're already mixing it up.
It's like roll call. It's great.
It is like roll call, and it's also like in like a subsection of entertainment within the show itself. You know.
Yes.
Oh, speaking of shows, and shout out the Bay Area Sports Collective, our latest venture that we're launching with Tom Tolbert and Johnny Lund. I was watching John Lund this morning breaking down the whole Joey Bosa discussion, and we will address that as well. And we're gonna, but I want to talk to Kate Scott first, and before we even go there, Tony. And by the way, where are my manners, Tony? How are you today? You feeling all right?
I'm good, dude. I'm great, man. Seriously, I'm tired. We went late last night. The night flight went late, but I'm feeling good.
Well, you know, it's like Don
fresh cup of Java. Fresh cup of Java, so I'm good.
Dude, I'm jealous. I just drained my pot. I'm on a water thing now. But you caffeinate for both of us. Dom Peralta called it out. He goes, guys, it's like playing a day game after a night game when we do the Thursday 11 a.m. Dom, you're all over it. But first, a word from our newest sponsor. We're so happy to announce our relationship and partnership with Flex Funding and our great buddy Carlos De La Fuente. He is ready to take your calls. Let's just put it in simple terms. If you are in need of cash, Carlos is the guy to talk to. Why? Because first off, I vouch for him. I really do. Like, I will put my rep on the line to vouch for Carlos because I know that he is a polished professional, 26 years of experience in the mortgage industry, in the loan industry, and he's ready to help you out of any jam you might find yourself in today. So let's talk about Carlos's service just a little bit. For starters, here's an advantage of using Carlos. First of all, he's a broker. Okay. Carlos is a broker, and as a broker, he's got advantages as opposed to a lender. Carlos is essentially a one-stop shop. He can service a variety of loan programs. Just inquire within. And I'll tell you what, he does reverse mortgages for seniors that don't want a mortgage payment for life, which is totally understandable. Carlos also handles self-employed loans. So whatever your area of interest, or just if you have questions about your financial future, ring up Carlos, 925-250-4894. Please email him too. He checks his email all day long, carlos@myflexnow.com. And of course, if I didn't mention this, Tony, Carlos can help you today and every day with a HELOC loan. That's a home equity line of credit. Here's the best part. Carlos isn't going to fleece anybody. There's no appraisal fees attached here, Tony. So Carlos is the man. Again, I vouch for him. Tony, just a couple of words from you on Flex Funding, and then we will open the door to Kate Scott. Go ahead, T.
For me, it's all about trust. We've hung out with Carlo. We've met Carlos. We've met him. You met him organically, and we trust him, right? It's like I took my car to my trusted mechanic that I've had for 30 years. I go to him because I trust him, and he does good work. So we trust Carlos, and also he's a local dude, SF State Gator, Sacred Heart Fighting Irish, 26 years in the biz. And again, the one-stop shop. It's just, we love Los, and we wouldn't go into business in partnership with Carlos if we didn't trust him and think that he could help you out as well. So check him out, carlos@myflexnow.com, buddy.
All right, thank you, Tony, and thank you, Carlos. More on him at the end of the show. We'll talk about Flex Funding one more time before we dismiss the class. Yes, Steve.
Yes, absolutely. And I want to honor a couple of supers because Kate Scott is in the waiting room, but I also want to honor a couple of supers as we get going.
Yeah.
She's hanging out in the green room. She's got all kinds of pleasantries and beverages.
Yeah, the honey. We left
treats.
some honey. We left some honey glazed almonds. There's an option to take a steam before you join the. It's all up to Kate, however she wants to pamper herself. But we're here for that. Yes, Tony.
It's cool. We have those warm towels too that are rolled
warm towels, lemon scented. Now I put extra care into that. I wanted to make sure those towels had the lemon scent for that extra freshness. Kate's enjoying the scented towel right now. Tony, go ahead.
And the assorted nuts and berries and stuff.
Variety of dark chocolates. Yeah, there's all kinds of enjoyments. Yes.
Patty from Napa, thank you for the super. We love Patty, and Patty she's starting the Blue Sky movement, and we're on Blue Sky. Check out Patty on Blue Sky. And by the way, Mikey says, "Yay, Kate! We are so proud of you." So we'll pass that on to Kate.
Indeed.
And thank you for the super, Patty. And then also we had one earlier. Let me find it. It's
I see it too. I see it up on top, T. I see the color. I can't see the name though.
I know. I'm looking for it too because I want to get Kate on the show.
I know. Let's move, pal.
Oh, there it is, right there. There it is. The aspiring botanist. The aspiring botanist. Yeah, the aspiring botanist says, yes, Kate is the freaking best.
Well, I concur, aspiring botanist, and thank you, Patty. Thank you, botanist. You guys are the best. Now, just a word on Kate Scott. Listen, you remember her on the Murph and Mac show. That was only the beginning of her incredible career, man. You talk about ascension. Kate is still ascending, and she's one of the best in the business. She's groundbreaking, and she's very, very modest. So, Tony, if I can sing her praises for like 5 seconds before we open the door. Not only is Kate Scott the play-by-play voice of the Philly 76ers, she also is the only woman, actually scratch that, she's the only human being, Tony, and I actually have to refer to her stat sheet because it's so extensive. She's the only human being to do play-by-play for the NBA, the NFL, the NHL, NCAA Division I football, the Olympics. Oh, and by the way, throw in a FIFA World Cup. Kate's done all of it.
Damn.
And she's
so good.
And she's such a sweet person. We love Kate. Let's bring her on to Polymac Particles, Tony. Let's welcome her to the program.
And it all started in Clovis, California. There she is.
Heck yeah, it did.
Yeah. Kate Scott's in the house. Now, first of all, Kate, I got to say, welcome to Polymax Particles. I got to compliment your attire right out of the gate. I see a Philly shirt with the KISS font.
Yes. Look at that.
So I thought you guys would appreciate this. So a couple of girls that reached out to me, like as soon as I got the Sixers gig, they were so stoked that a chick was calling sports out here in Philly. They own the Philly shirt shop. And it is the 4 Philly mascots.
Is that great? Is that, oh my God.
The Philly Fanatic. Gritty for the Flyers.
That's Gritty.
Swoop, the Eagles mascot. And we have a dog because nobody knows what the hell a 76er is. So they're like, let's make him Franklin after 17. Nobody cares. But anyway, it's so great to see you guys. You guys know how I feel about nuts. So that was a great intro here. Patty, Mikey. Wow. Love you guys.
Yeah, Kate, you're like a Bay Area treasure, even though you've flown away and you're on the East Coast now. I can't tell you how many people I heard from after we announced that we were going to have you on today, Kate. Like, I got tons of text. The comments line here exploded. Oh, and by the way, Kate, if you go to the right-hand side of your screen where you see comments, click that and you'll see the audience. They're very excited to have you today. So Kate, like, let's just dive into, like, there's so much to get into.
Paulie, I'm sorry to interrupt. I hate to do this just because it's the rule of the show, Kate. When we have these things called supers, that's the viewers' supers. They make contributions to the show.
Indeed.
So we have Corinne right now. She's made a $10 contribution to the show. So proud of you, Kate, but miss our days at Public House with you, Murph and Mac, and miss
I remember Corinne. Corinne, thank you for that donation. And I miss all of you. And let's just start there. I know I said it. I got to come on one last time, and it was crazy, the synergy of coming on with you and Murph for the last time, Paulie. But I was so happy that in that moment, I got to thank you all. And Tony, you're a part of this too, because you guys all of yous and all the viewers and commenters who are here, you guys were on the ground floor, right? Like you were my day ones, being like, okay, I don't know about a chick doing sports, but she seems to have some snark to her. She seems to know what she's talking about.
Heck yeah.
We're gonna give her a shot and see what happens. And I remember all of you. I remember Corinne. I remember Patty. And a lot of those folks still follow me on the social medias, and I remember and recognize who those people are. So it is awesome to be back.
And by the way, Paulie, you want to talk particles real quick? Look at Kate has the same football that we have in the background.
I know. Hold on. And one more thing. It's out of frame because I'm short, but I also have a Murph and Mac section.
I see
so
it.
Murph and Mac bobblehead. They got my coffee. You remember those coffee mugs, Paulie? Got championship blood. You can't really see it over here.
I got my coffee too.
Levi's. Yes.
I got my coffee. Yeah.
So good, Kate.
It takes a very, very specific person to know what the hell we're talking about when we reference those things. But I feel like a lot of people are here with us today.
I got to tell you this, Kate, aside from yourself, the great Kate Scott having the Murph and Mac bobblehead up on our shelf, the only other person of that kind of level of prestige who proudly displays the Murph and Mac bobblehead, and it's a true story, the great Jim Nance. Kate, Jim Nance has a Murph and Mac bobblehead in his private study. I saw it on the shelf. I'm like, damn, Jim, what an honor. What a freaking honor.
That tracks though, Paulie, because one day I hope to be in Nance's league. So that's good. That's good motivation and inspiration for me, knowing that he is another person who has the Murph and Mac bobblehead.
You know what? Let's start right there, Kate, because as the reaction is indicating, I mean, you're so beloved in the Bay Area, and going to Philly, that's a big change. It's a big change in lifestyle. It's the attitude and kind of vibe and flow of that city is so different from San Francisco, your hometown, and the greater Bay Area and Clovis.
Yeah.
So just talk about like kind of transitioning into Philly, coming from the Bay Area. Like how challenging was that, or was it not challenging? What was that experience like for
it
you?
was a huge challenge. And I think of you, and I have thought of you as I've texted you, Paulie, so often over the 4 years that I've been here so far, because we all know that Paulie talked so much about Jersey, right? And like the East Coast and Philly when I was on the Murph and Mac show, but I never got to experience it. And Tony, as you know, like so much of it is true. I thank people all the time out here for fitting certain stereotypes. Like Paulie, everybody has a guy for everything. And I just thought that was a thing. No,
I got a guy. I got a guy.
Carlos, one of your new guys. No. My partner Ala, who we do the Sixers games together. He's a Jersey guy, born and raised.
Nice.
Anything, whether it's for a car, whether it's for a HELOC, whether it's for something's happening with your garage door. He's like, hey, don't worry, I got a guy. So that was really fun. But you guys know, I mean, I was always pissed off for greatness, right? I was the one giving interns a hard time when Murph was like, you showed up for work today. And I was like, congratulations. Now do some freaking work and stay late. And what are your 8 jobs you're going to work after that?
Amen.
And that is really through and through. Pissed off for greatness, gritty, grimy, kind of a chip on our shoulder because we're not New York, we're not Chicago, we're not DC, right? That's been the fun thing. So many friends who were born and raised in California like me had never been to Philly because a lot of West Coasters don't think like when I visit the East Coast, where should I go? But Paul, this is such a great city. I mean, it truly is the birthplace of America. And my first year, Paul and I were in the city, like two blocks from the Liberty Bell, 2 blocks from Independence Hall, where the Declaration of Independence was.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Yeah.
It's wild. So I knew that it was going to be a massive challenge. And I also took over for a legend. So imagine the people who in the next few years are going to take over for Kruk and Kipe and Fitz and John Miller and stuff. Like, imagine taking over for that person, but in Philadelphia. And imagine that person was born and raised in North Philly. So I knew that it was going to be a massive challenge for anyone who took over when it comes to this, let alone a gay chick from California. So
love it, Kate.
I just dove in, and I knew they wouldn't have hired me if they didn't think I could succeed. And they told me that from the get-go. They're like, no, you're our girl. It's not because we wanted something different. It's because you were the freaking best. And we auditioned so many people. And everybody. NBC, the Sixers, we all love you. So we've got your back. Dive in. We know it's going to be hard at first. But similar to starting at KMBR, Paulie, calling the 49ers games, calling football on the Pac-12 network. Like, I have been a first so many times that that I was, and I hope that I'm the last first. My mom and I were joking about that, but that all prepared me and thickened my skin enough that sure, it was hard. It was still hard. The noise is so loud that it's hard to block out. But I mean, when it comes to loving sports, you guys know the Bay Area is amazing, and I will always have a special place in my heart because I grew up a fan of Bay Area sports. But getting to Philadelphia, I mean, I can't tell you how wild. Apologies to all my 49ers fans friends watching. How wild it was here. Just a couple weeks ago, when the Birds laid it into Patty Mahomes and the Chiefs, like this place exploded. So I love being back here.
Yeah, and what's great about Philly? Here's something I would say in defense of Philadelphia is that, and I've heard Allen Iverson say this, is that once you win that town over, it might be tough at first to like get in their good graces and for them to like look at you as one of their own, but once you kind of cross that threshold and you get in the good graces of Philly fans and they take you in, that's a bond for life. Like the loyalty, that's a real thing. Like East Coast loyalty is very, very profound. And those guys, like Kate, once you win them over, they're going to be with you for life. And I'm sure you've already done that.
It's been awesome already. People, saying one of us.
Nah.
It helps. See? It helps that, I like my whiskey, maybe whiskey.
Yeah.
Maybe it helps that I've been on the beer show out here a number of times because you guys know, like, I love beer. I love smoking cigars. I love sports, and it goes back since the beginning. And also, Paulie, a couple of things. I listened. I know you guys had Murph on a couple weeks ago, and I thought that was great. I also loved how you both thought you were going to steer the ship with Murph coming on. That was laughable as he was like, okay, page 1 of my notes. That was awesome. But all the synergy again, Paulie. My first producer out here who was at the end of his producing career for the Sixers. He did 40 years in the producing chair. A Kutztown University alum.
Nice. Oh, yeah.
You guys know my favorite Giant after Will Clark and Royce Clayton was Ryan Vogelsong.
He's a Kutztown boy. That's a Kutztown
alum.
Yeah.
And now our new associate producer is a Kutztown guy. So I just love all these things that you guys introduced me to while I was in San Francisco.
The particles, Kate. You're talking particles. And by the way, another super Sons of Johnny Lemaster checking in. He made the quad Kate Scott pins, and
that's Hank from Long Beach, Kate. That's his alias, Sons of Johnny Lee. Yeah.
Thank you, Sons of Johnny Lee. Look at this. Yes.
And as you guys can tell, I have absolutely no friends. So if somebody would like one of these pins, hit me up on social media, because everybody out here in Philly is like, what the hell is that? Didn't you guys go freeze your butt off a candlestick ever? No, that was just
right.
Also, I got to give love to Escobar 3. Thank you, Escobar. And he says, I got my coffee. Now
thank you, boys. No, cheers. Thank you guys so much. So,
hey, Kate, also, I just want to tell Kate something real quick, Paulie.
Sure.
Kate, Paulie and I were both on the Eagles bandwagon, just so you know.
Big time.
We were because we did not want to see. Yeah, we did.
It's hilarious. No, it is hilarious that you guys bring that up, because all of us out here were joking that for the first time ever, literally in any sport, because everybody hates Philly, but people hated Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs that much more.
That's me. That's me.
We were everyone's favorite other team. So we took a lot of pride in that.
I took a lot.
I've tried to tell that to all my Niners fans friends. Like, I completely understand because of meeting in the NFC Championship game. I completely understand that you all have hated the Birds' guts. But if you weren't Niners fans, Paulie, the particles on this team with like Jason Kelsey and Jordan Mailata and the Christmas album and Jalen Hurts with all female crew of like marketing and his agent, and Jalen's buying like air conditioning units for the public schools in Philly.
Nice.
Wow.
Like the particles reminded me so much of our Giants teams from the early
That's a great call.
Yeah, and I can see that love affair. I can see the way the city feels about this team, obviously. And, listen, there are guys on the Eagles I really like and respect. Jalen Hurts, definitely. Kate, I used to watch him when he was playing at Alabama and Oklahoma, and I loved him back then. And I just love the way he competes. I love his kind of stony demeanor, like he's just giving you no emotion. I love all that. And then Saquon Barkley, who just got paid as he should have. He is now the highest paid running back in the history of the league, 2 years, 41 mil, I think he got. And God bless him. He deserves it because in my eyes, Kate, the running back position has become a criminally underrated or undervalued position in football. And he deserves every cent of that. And I hope that kind of spreads out to other running backs. But no, and listen, Tony and I are probably the two biggest haters on Patrick Mahomes, maybe on the entire Western Seaboard. Like, I can't stand him. I can't stand him.
Boys. Hug it out.
And air hugs. I got air hugs. And then I got to say,
I might be there as well, unless I'm calling a Chiefs game this preseason.
Totally.
Maybe I'll change my tune. We'll delete this portion of things.
Oh, and speaking of, I forgot to mention in Kate's incredible resume, she also does pregame football for the Seattle Seahawks. She's a machine. But in any case, I enjoyed watching Philly knock Mahomes on his ass all day. It was so
it was great.
Satisfying. It was so rewarding. I think that might be the last time America was truly united, was during that Super Bowl.
I think so. Yeah. And I love that Tony's still trying to get in, and it's like, Tony, caller, you're up.
I want to know something. Help us, Kate, because what was the struggle for that Super Bowl? It was. Can you help us out with Sirianni? Do you have any?
That's a tough one. That's a tough one now.
Can you tell us he's a good guy? Can you tell us?
He is actually a good guy.
Okay.
Obviously, he went a little too far. You've gone too far when your own fans hate you about 4 games in the regular season.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Sports radio out here, Paulie. Oh my gosh, sports radio out here is such a joy to listen to. Like, such a joy, Paulie. It is Broadway every day. It is theater. It is art. And people were calling in. What was it, week 4 or 5? And they were like, get this guy out of here.
Yeah,
Nobody talks to our fans that way. Why is he getting an AJ Brown? This is the voices I'm imagining that they have.
Sure.
So it was interesting, but I think my boss summed it up perfectly. Like when it comes to great Philly panderers, when it comes to pandering for Philly, it is Bryce Harper 1, Nick Sirianni 2, me, Kate Scott 3. When it comes to how great a job we have done pandering as being outsiders coming in. But no, Sirianni is actually a great dude. And I think he's great for Philly. I think he took it too far, but I was blown away because even coming into this season, guys, he was kind of a lame duck coach, right? With what happened
he was.
He rid of coordinators.
Yeah.
I was expecting him to be gone by about week 6 this year because I thought Howie Roseman and company we're going to see if anything might change. Right. So I was really impressed how they somehow rallied together, banded together. I thought the season was over about midway through and did what they did. Yeah. And Sirianni's come to Sixers games and like he gets it. I think that similar to a guy I just mentioned, Bryce Harper, right? We always hated his guts, but then I started to bring Bryce to the Bay hashtag because I hoped he would come.
I remember
Instead, I just followed him out here to Philly. But I think Sirianni is one of those guys that you freaking hate, right? He's like Draymond Green.
Totally.
Hate his face if he's not.
You hate his face. That's perfect.
Hate his freaking face, right?
I've been there. Yeah.
But if he's on your team, you're like, that's our guy. Let's go, Nicky. And of course, everybody back here calls him Nicky because
you know what we have, and I know you can identify with this and totally relate to this. We have the same kind of relationship with Draymond Green here in the Bay, right? Like I freaking love Draymond. I got his bobblehead right there. There's no rings without Draymond Green. However, the rest of the country doesn't feel that warm and fuzzy about Draymond Green. So I totally get that. He's got to be on your squad to understand the love affair. Here comes Lily. See, the love for Kate Scott.
The love for Kate. Yeah, the love is out. The outpouring of love.
Puppy. Oh, that's such a great picture of the pup, Lily. That's so great. Thank you. Lily, and it's hilarious. Lily. Speaking of Draymond, you guys probably know they play at every NBA arena, but Draymond's Kia commercial that feel like it's maybe about 2 years past its expiration date, but they play it during like halftime or timeouts, and every time it comes on in Philly, every freaking time, you're like, I don't even have to look up from my notes. I hear the booing, and I'm like,
see,
the Draymond.
I know he's our Sirianni, right, Tony?
Yeah. And Kate, have you ever had a run in? Because a couple people have commented, and I was thinking the same thing. Have you ever had a run in with Big Dom? Big Dom on the sideline.
Oh, Fat Dom. Yeah.
Could anything?
Yeah.
Getting back to what I said earlier, Paulie and Tony, that it makes me so happy that certain stereotypes ring true, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But could Big Dom, could that, I mean, that's in a TV show, Paulie. Like the fact that Nicky Sirianni is being followed around by a Big Dom guy. And I say that because, oh my gosh, you guys just made me think of it. So yes, I have Big Dom literally follows Nicky wherever he goes. So he's at our Sixers games as well. It was hilarious a couple of weeks ago. Pete Davidson from SNL fame and Staten Island is a Philly fan, and he came to a Sixers game sitting front row with a Big Dom hoodie on. So it was like right there. But I buried the lead, Paulie and Tony. You guys, it is 2025. Guess what television show my beautiful wife Nicole and I have finally started watching?
The Sopranos.
We finally started.
Yeah. Welcome.
Only 25 years late, 27 years too late.
Doesn't matter.
Hey.
Okay.
We're about 5 episodes in, and it is glorious. I can tell already. We're going to love it. And I think of you guys every time I flip it on.
It's fascinating. I'll tell you what, like, obviously you got the mafia story going, but Tony and his therapist, played by Lorraine Bracco, is just amazing in that show. Their whole relationship and their interactions are like a show unto itself. So, Kate, welcome to the extended Sopranos family. Anytime you want to talk, if you have questions, I'm here for you.
And Kate, Patty from Napa says that you do not age, and
Patty's so nice. Patty, it's called lighting, girl. You know that. It's called
I like that. Lighting. You know that, girl.
I have a lot of natural light in my office here in Philly. Is it weird? I'll go there because we're not on the radio and nobody cares anyway. The therapist is like she's pretty hot, right? Like
that's part of it.
Oh yeah,
no, that's part of it.
Part of it.
And I don't want to like that dynamic does rear itself. I won't give anything.
Oh yeah. No, there's already been a dream, Paulie. There's already been a dream during which Nicole was like, "What is happening?" And I said, "Babe, I think this is a dream sequence. Let's wait 30 seconds and see what happens."
Yeah,
but and I know Tony, you've also been a Bad Sisters fan, Tony. I heard that, and then I'll pass the baton back to you guys. You know, I have a lot of Murph in me, so I try to control.
Let it roll.
But I found out in Bad Sisters, I won't use any spoilers, but The woman who's kind of like the older sister who owns the family house, Sharon Horgan, right?
Yes, she's phenomenal in the show.
I was having this conversation with a friend a couple weeks ago, and I was like, is it weird that she's the sister that I think is the hottest? And she goes, no, Kate, you want to know why? And I said, why? And she said, because she is known as the Irish Connie Britton, Paulie. And I was like,
that's a great dude.
Well, tracks. Yep, that makes sense. The Irish Connie Britton.
I mean, listen, Connie Britton, that's like my one kind of hall pass where I would get the green light. Like me, if I get the chance, Connie Britton and I, we got a lot to talk about. So I look forward to that. Yeah.
And Paulie, by the way, the show that
those shows. Now I'll pass the talking stick back to you guys, and you can leave your own program again.
And Paulie, I do want to give, and our viewers and listeners, check out Bad Sisters if you get a chance. I think it's on Apple TV. There's 2 seasons. It's fantastic, and it takes place in Ireland. It's so good. Kate, I love that you brought that up.
And I'm singing this to the ladies. Little tenacious D there. The first couple of episodes might be a little difficult because some of the male characters are so horrific that I was like, I don't know if I can watch this show anymore. Keep going. It gets better.
See, yeah. Really, you got to stick it out. You got to stick it out. Now, I got to get a couple of sports questions in while we have Kate's Cop before we let her go. And I got to ask about the big dog. I got to ask about the state of the 76ers. Joel Embiid, I know he's out for the year, but I guess what I want to ask, Kate, is what is the future of Joel Embiid in Philly? Is there a future? And 2, we talked about how hard it is to win that fan base over. What's his standing at this point with the Philly fans?
Wow. Pow, 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 pow. Paulie's coming hot.
Hot and strong, fast and strong. Bang, bang, bang.
Yeah. And Paulie's like, hey, blah, blah, blah. Well, it has not been a great season so far for my Philadelphia 76ers, Paulie.
Yeah.
We are all very happy that the Birds, as we call them this year, won Lombardi #2 because a lot of people were calling into the aforementioned radio station saying, yo, if we got to sacrifice the Sixers this season for another parade down Broad Street, like that's okay with me. Like, it's okay. We can get him next season. Just bring it back to Broad Street. That's a pretty bad Philly accent. I apologize to all my Philly fans who are watching this.
You're good.
No, but it has been literally everything that could go wrong has gone wrong this season.
Yeah.
Because I think and the reason, so I'll again, my analyst, my partner, his first season on the mic was the process season back in 2015-16 when he won 10 games.
Yeah.
But I've asked him, how does this compare? And he said, this year is actually harder because that year we were but that year, Paulie, everyone knew what we were doing.
No expectations.
Basketball games. Yep. So if we won, it was like, awesome. This is amazing. This year, signed Paul George in the offseason. Tyrese Maxey's coming off his all-star season. Joel Embiid is, recently removed from his MVP award, winning a gold medal. The expectations were sky high. Like maybe this is finally the year we got the biggest guy in the off season. So because the expectations and the hopes were so high, as you guys know, the heartbreak has been so much more. So it's been really difficult, especially because there's been so much uncertainty. Obviously, Joe just announced a couple of days ago in the team that he's done for the season, which I completely think is the right call. I mean, we're 19 games under 500 right now. So it is. And playing the Celtics tonight in Boston. So that's a TNT game. That's why I'm here talking to you guys.
Nice. Yeah.
But it's been the uncertainty. It's been the not knowing that, Joe would go shoot around in the morning and then 2 hours before the game, we find out he's not going to go. And then he's gone for a couple of weeks. The guys without him find their rhythm. And then Paul George goes down. So it has it's been incredibly difficult. And Paulie, I don't know what the future holds for Joe. I hope beyond hope for selfish reasons, for Sixers fans, for Joe himself, that he comes back, because the fact that in my second season as an NBA announcer, I got to call an MVP season and see him play. I mean, I got to call his 70-point game, which is the most that any Sixer ever has scored. Allen Iverson's played here.
That's incredible.
Dr. J has played here. And he had, I want to say, like 34 points in his first 17 minutes. So he is a guy, when he is performing at his peak, I think he could easily have 60 and 20 every night. But we know guys who are 7 feet tall, almost 300 pounds, right? Like we can go through all of them. Bill Walton is one of the first to come to mind because of you, Paulie and Tony. Could Bill have done so much more if his body would have allowed him to do so? Yeah, no doubt. Yao Ming, so many other guys. Their ceilings were so high, but because of their body and the pounding you take on a basketball floor, which I don't know if people even realize that until you're sitting really close. I know we understand it in football, but these guys beat the out of each other every night. And the hardwood is not forgiving like grass. And so I don't know what the future holds, Paulie. It could be an incredible few years if everybody gets healthy this offseason, or it could be a really tough couple of years. But I will say one thing: this guy here, Tyrese Maxey, he is Stephen Curry 2.0. He's not going to be the greatest shooter ever, but he gets all of it.
Yeah,
like he understands his standing in the community. He's already giving back, and he's just 24 years old. He understands what he means to his teammates. He really took a step leadership-wise this year. And we've seen him on the biggest of stages, at Madison Square Garden with our season on the line last year, hitting a half-court shot to push a game to overtime. That is Steph-like. I still remember Steph's first 50-piece at Madison Square Garden. So it's a tough season, but I keep coming back to how freaking lucky am I? I'm getting to call Philadelphia 76ers.
Oh, Kate, it's amazing.
It's never my wildest dream sort of stuff. So we power on.
Well, you deserve it all. And I'm going to tell you what, Tony, I got one more for Kate, and then you can get her, and then we'll let Kate get going. But I got one last one, Kate, because you mentioned this is really cool that I hadn't really put that together. But you called the Joel Embiid MVP season. That's pretty amazing. So keep that in mind when I bring this to you. So a couple nights ago, Shaquille O'Neal on the post-game show, it was after the Steph lit up Madison Square Garden again. And Shaq said this, and I was really glad he did, Kate. He goes, it's time people start putting Steph Curry in that GOAT conversation. And I don't want to debate who's the best player of all time. It's pretty subjective and it depends on when you grew up and all that. But I would ask you this, Kate, seeing what you've seen every star in the league up close and personal, after all these years, and to see Steph Curry still doing it at this level, I can tell you, Kate, I watch him every night. He hasn't lost a step. He hasn't lost a thing. No. He might be better.
His game in Orlando against the Magic,
it was insane. So
he is that one guy who you just get a text, Steph is doing it again. And you're like,
I did it to Tony.
What? How do I watch this? That's it.
That's exactly what I said to Tony. I said, Tony, turn on your TV. Steph Curry's going ape shit. You got to tune in. And that was a quote. And I think it accurately described the performance. But I would say this, Kate, how do you view Steph Curry today? When you think about the greats that you've seen?
He's one of the absolute greats. He to me will be, and I know it's so hard because obviously I wasn't alive for Oscar Robinson or Wilt Chamberlain. So I think it is very difficult to put those guys. I think those will definitely be all-time greats, right? But the league dramatically changed from 1975, 1980 on.
No doubt.
So I think we all talk about Jordan. I think I've always been a huge fan of LeBron James. I think he changed the game. And I think Steph has been the next guy to take the baton from LeBron. Look at the way the game is played now, guys. On a fast break. And Ola talks about this all the time. He's like, never in a million years would I have imagined somebody stopping behind the three-point line on a fast freaking break. You've got a 2-on-1, but instead of taking it to the rack, you're going to stop, pull up, and your teammate is going to run to the cup to try to grab the offensive rebound if you miss. He's like, that is Stephen Curry. Now, of course, there's the people who are like, he's ruined the game, all of this. But no, he has changed the game, and he made it so that a couple of guards, Steph and Clay, obviously, with some great characters around them, Draymond, Bogut, and go to whatever iteration of the Warriors dynasty you want to.
Yeah.
But Steph made it so that guards could win it all. So I think that there's no doubt that he's one of my top 5 players of all time. And I think a lot of other people would agree. And I thought just seeing him and LeBron this summer while they were playing for Team USA, I'm watching Court of Gold right now. I'm sure you guys have already talked about
it's so
that.
good. It's so
awesome.
good.
It's so good. But seeing how much LeBron wanted to play with Steph. I mean,
I know.
That says it right there. When you're a great, who do you want to play with? Whether it's a musician, Paulie and Tony, whether it's an athlete, because everybody wants to play with you. Who do you want to play alongside?
That's a great call, right?
I think Steph has changed the game, and everything he's done in addition to that. Like my friend is partnering with him with Oakland Unified and Eat, Learn, Play, and they are changing the district across the bay. I mean, seeing what they've done for the playgrounds and the kids over in Oakland, their consistent commitment, even though the team's now been in the city for a handful of years. And I think that the same way that I joke about Allen Iverson changing the fashion game, right? That was one of the reasons I loved AI. He changed that part of the game. But LeBron and Steph have changed it so that being a dad and giving back to your community and standing up for what you believe in, stuff that Jordan didn't feel comfortable doing for whatever reason.
Right.
Those guys are changing that aspect of it. So yeah, no, I mean, he's one of one, and every time we get to see him play, I've only gotten to call a couple of their games because they're usually national exclusives. But I mean, I got to call the game when the Sixers were at Oracle really early in the new year, where Steph was perfect, right? 8 for 8 from beyond the arc. He'd ever done that in his career, and I was so happy that I was on that call, because obviously I bias towards the Sixers, but because I'd covered Steph, I was able to kind of wax poetic about it. And yeah, this sucks tonight, Sixers fans, but we're watching history tonight.
There you go.
Soak it up, because this guy, we're not going to see another one like him for a long time.
Well said.
Hey, Kate, how's the feeling out there? Because out here, the Jimmy Butler edition is just been outrageous. It's been magical. We were talking about how it's been just like magical. And I'm wondering how it's viewed out there. And are the Warriors viewed like, oh, they're good again, damn it? Or is it like, right on, the Warriors are good? And by the way, Kate, we'll get you back on the Warriors bandwagon now this season if you want to come back on for
exactly.
I got room.
I mean, I'm so happy that they are in the Western Conference. Exactly. Because I have been cheering for a Warriors Sixers NBA Finals since I got this job.
Yeah. Oh God, that'd be amazing.
But I'll be honest, and Paulie probably knows this, nobody really cares about the West Coast out here because we all go to sleep. So I tried to explain this when I was calling college sports and coming out here. Yes, East Coast bias is a real thing, but it's also we have to go to bed because we have to work today.
That's a true
story. So like Warriors games tip off at 10:30. So I come home and I usually catch the first half because I'm still wired from the Sixers game is called. But then I got to go to bed because I got to go to practice the next day. But with that being said, obviously Jimmy was a Sixer for a little while, and then he went to the Heat. So yeah, there's mixed emotions about Jimmy here in Philly because some people did want him to come back, but I'm not surprised in the least, and I think this speaks to Stephen Curry's leadership once again.
Totally,
this guy who did something that nobody else would do with Pat Riley and the Miami Heat. Who complained and cried and bitched and moaned his way out of Miami. Really? Like you did that? Now the fact that he's line so quickly and is really quickly fitting into the Warriors culture of joy and teamwork and passing the basketball, that to me speaks to Steph once again and Steve Kerr and what an incredible culture they have built. And I'm rooting for you guys. I
That's
mean,
a great call.
When we talk about it now on the air, I'm like, you guys don't sleep on Steph, don't sleep on LeBron, because championship medal in every sport is a real thing. And now that he's got Luka, now that Jimmy's in Golden State, like OKC is the best team that I've seen hands down all season. The Cavs and Celtics are close to 3, but I still think whoever comes out of the West will have the best chance of winning the NBA championship this year. And now with the new legs of the Lakers and the Warriors, like, the league would love to see LeBron and Steph go one more time. I could see Cleveland, Boston out on the East Coast, and I could see, because OKC is incredible, but being there and living through those postseason experiences totally matter. So I'm really excited to see how Steph and company do in the postseason.
And in the GOAT conversation, Kate, the vibe of Steph's vibe should catapult him into that conversation alone because of what you're talking about.
100%. No, it's true. I mean, all of us, I know you guys talk about this all the time. They were giving away floor seats at the Warriors when I was in college at Cal in the early 2000s. Like they were giving away floor seats. All of this has changed. Yes, because of Lacob and Goober and the ownership and Bob Myers and everything. No, it has changed because Steph Mother Blanken Curry. That's why you wrote all the songs about him, you two. That's why when I'm in a yacht rock phase right now, guys, and every time I'm doing songs, I'm always like, Alex, come back. Wait a second. That's not how the song is. That's not how it is.
It's a good track.
I always hear Paulie's version first.
Kate, are there any yacht rock bands out there, like cover bands out there that you've seen?
There are some cover bands, and I'm tempted to go and see them, but I will still sing your guys' iterations of the song.
Well, listen, Kate, I just want to, here's Corinne again. Corinne's dropping the lane again, Kate.
Corinne dropping the dollars.
Yeah, she's making it rain. Corinne's like, give me some more Kate Scott. I'll make it rain up in this piece. Thank you, Corinne. You are such a sweetheart. And I, on behalf of Corinne and all the listeners, Kate, thanks so much for the time today. It's so Great to see you. I love you dearly. Please give a very big hug and kiss to Nicole. I haven't seen her in some time, but I love both of you guys.
Still hot as ever, guys. Still smarter and funnier and hotter than me. So you know, if you need some Nicole, just come to the IG page. I don't know what she's doing with me. I think it's the sports, the free tickets, Paulie.
Kate, you ain't doing too bad yourself, dear. So thanks for the time. We'll definitely talk again down the road. Be well, Kate.
I love you guys. I love everybody. Thank you so much for having me on. I'm going to go record some Madden today. We have a session now from 3 to 5 p.m. out here. And then hopefully I'll be back on with you guys again. So go
Rock
Dubs, go Sixers. Love you guys.
Oh, thank you, Kate. Love you too. Miss you. Take care.
God, I love that woman, Kate Scott. Round of applause, Tony, if you would. A round of applause. Everybody in the comments line.
Rising Wolf, thank you for the super sticker, dude. You rock,
man. No, the generosity, the generosity. Even Rags jumping in. Bye, Kate. Thanks for coming. Hey, no, it's a treat talking to Kate Scott now. And I got to tell you guys now that Kate's gone, like, you got to understand how talented she is. Like, she's a pioneer, man. She's a freaking pioneer in the industry. And she's going to go down in the history books. I'm telling you right now, she is.
She's also very Curry-esque though, Paulie, in her selflessness, dude. She's really all about everybody else around her. Like, you heard it in the interview right there, man. And I feel that's one of the reasons why she's had so much success is because, I mean, I would love to get her partner on Alla and see what it's like to work with Kate, because we know what it's like to work with Kate from the ground floor, but he's now her partner in the broadcast, and I'm sure he loves working with Kate because of, I mean, and by the way, I want to ask her about it. Maybe next time. Her setup, I've seen pictures of her setup on the broadcast desk of like all of her notes and stuff. You want to talk about somebody who is just does their homework. You know what I mean? Does their homework.
She's a pro in every sense of the word. She's a complete professional. And to your point, Tony, off the court, as they say, she is such a lovely person. I mean, I can't say enough good things about. By the way, here comes Andrew now from Longbridge. Thank you, Andrew. Longbridge,
Andrew.
Yeah, dude. We all love Kate Scott. KT Scott for life, man. I always think about Gary Radnich. Here she is, the great KT Scott. You know, the way I mean, throw it,
Kate and Gary had a thing. Like, they definitely had an on-air thing, and it was, and she would bark back at him too, though. It was
100%,
great.
100%
bark back at him, and I think that's what gave her like even more confidence. It was like, okay, I'm going to speak my mind, and then Gary let her, which was the best part too.
See, credit to Gary Radnich. We don't talk about Gary enough. You talk about freaking legends, dude. Gary Radnich. I'll never forget this. We had a meeting when we were launching the Murph and Mac show. Tony Salvador, this is back in the days when there was money flying all over the radio industry. How about this, Tony? I don't even think you know the story. Right when Tony hired me and put me on with Murph, he goes, you know what we're going to do? We're going to have a meeting off campus. So listen to what he did. Tony rented out a conference room in a hotel near the station. This is when we were still on Hawthorne. That's how gangster he was. So we walk in there. He's got, dude, there was a buffet. Okay. There was fruit. There was hors d'oeuvres. There was all kinds of stuff on the table. Tony was a gangster.
Sounds like our green room, Paulie, that Kate was waiting in.
I don't think Tony's was as nice as ours, to be honest. I'm going to say. Okay. So anyway, he sat us down and he was talking about what it takes to succeed in radio. He told Murph and I, he goes, guys, it's going to take time. It takes about, this is what Tony said. It takes about a year for people to even know you're on the air. And it takes about a year for people to get to know who you are. They're probably not going to like you at first, because anytime there's a change, people are always going to be a little resistant, and you got to kind of hope that you can get in their good graces. But this is what he said. He goes, you know, once you get that thing centered on the track, there's no limit to how far you can go. He goes, look at Gary Radnich. And then Murph and I used to imitate this all the time on the air over our years. Gary Radnich, the #1 sports talk guy in San Francisco. And then Murph and I would always say that, the #1. But Gary, back to your original point, his back and forth with Kate was amazing. And to Gary's credit, you're right. He let Kate kind of push back, be herself. And Gary,
he let Kate be Kate. He let Kate be Kate. Which
Gary was a master, dude. He was masterful at I
was his morning show producer when Gary did the mornings for a couple of years. I was his producer, and it was tough because neither of us were morning people. Yeah, but man, was he a pro. And he reminded me when I worked with former Mayor Willie Brown. These guys could just turn it on, and it's just like, wow. And they almost have like a photographic memory where they would read something once, put it aside, And then like 2 hours later in the show, they're reciting like verbatim what they read in the article or whatever. It's just crazy. So yeah, shout out to Gary. We should get him on the show. Let's get Gary on the show.
The number one sports talk guy in the Bay. That's Gary Radney. He loved Gary. And God bless him. What a relationship they had. Gary and Tony rose, all the way to the top together. So anyway, thank you again, Kate Scott. She is freaking lovely and she's amazing. And by the way, did she wear you down with Sirianni? Any change in feeling there? I'm just checking.
What I loved, the thing I loved she said the most is that she goes, people, you just hate his face. I get it. You just hate his face.
Yeah, there's something to that. Yeah.
So she gets that. And she gets why people would the impression he makes and he gives. And dude, I feel like, and we said this a few weeks ago, Sirianni should buy Saquon like whatever Saquon wants, because Saquon saved Sirianni's job. Because like as Kate was saying, he was kind of a lame duck coach.
That's a good call.
That's going into the season. And the Eagles don't have that run without Saquon Barkley.
God, no. Know what I mean? No, not at all. Not at all.
And so I feel like Sirianni, and by the way, I saw Rag say that Kate Scott makes Philly almost tolerable.
I feel that's you know what, Rags, you're right. The charms of Kate Scott are profound. Hey, Tony, speaking of Rags, he's got a request, and I want to follow up on this. Sure. Since we got about 15-20 minutes left in the show, I want to introduce our new segment. So just to take a look ahead at what we have in front of us and the time we have left. And normally we'll do this at the beginning of the show, but I made a concession today because I wanted to get Kate on right away. Sure. So, Tony, as we look at the remaining minutes of the show today, welcome to our new feature where Tony tells us today's set list, and to underscore the piece and your profound speaking voice. I'd love it if you could punctuate this with our new our music bed, which we've decided to honor our friend Doug in Japan. Because I got to tell you the truth. I'm not kidding about this, dude. I feel like really not only happy, but I'm kind of touched.
Yeah,
we
me
have
too.
A guy in Japan who's
when I saw that comment,
he's digging the PMP vibe. He was a Blue Sky guy, but anyway, Doug, this is for you as we honor the Japanese culture. I thought one of our favorite Japanese heroes is Takashi from Revenge of the Nerds. So I said, let's bring Japan and the U.S. together in harmony. And the one way to do that is Takashi's theme song. Tony, go ahead.
For Takashi Toshiro. There's some curse words.
Come on, Clint! You're an alpha beta! Come on, sing along.
You're ogre.
That was ogre. Dude, Takashi theme song. Thank you, Tony, so much. So what do we have in today's set list of the remaining minutes of the program?
Set list for the remaining minutes. We're going to do a Tony's top three.
Yeah.
Okay. Which will involve. Well, we'll get to the top three in a second, because then why would I say what it's going to involve? You'll hear what it's going to involve in minutes.
Hey, listen.
Then I want to do our T-shirt Thursday. We've been talking about it and doing it. Our T-shirt Thursday.
Yeah.
I think it's clothes in the attic. Right. We're gonna do clothes in the attic Thursdays.
Clothes in the attic. Yeah, dude. It's funny you say that. I got my shirts right. I got a pile of shirts, T. They're right over here.
Shirts. I got one basically that I'll just show today. I got one, and then I want to do a couple of birthday shout outs, and then I want to do a couple of emails I got from the PMP Army, because they send the emails at pauliespod@gmail.com, and just to show couple of cool photos we got in the email inbox last night.
Okay, well, I'm going to let you take the reins, Tony. You dictate the terms, and I'll respond. If you want to go top three first, you want to go close in the attic first, whatever. You tell me what you need.
Yeah, let's go top three.
Tony's top three.
We can go top three, and then we'll go T-shirts, okay?
You got it. Good? Tony's top three.
And then we'll do the PMP Army and birthdays.
Thank you. Tony's top three. Woo! Feed them.
All right, dude.
Feed them well. Feed them well, and then give them seconds, Tony. Feed the ducks, and then give them second helping. Go ahead.
No question. Breadcrumbs all over the place. So
like they do. By the way, like they do on Lake Street at Mountain Lake Park. Shout out Mountain Lake Park. You want to see ducks? Bring a bag of crumbs over to Mountain Lake Park. That's 10th and Lake Street. Hidden gem. It's a hidden gem in San Francisco.
Lake Street is one of the most underrated streets in all of San Francisco.
Lake Street for life, dude. Yeah. Lake Street for freaking life. Mm-hmm. I got to tell you, you know what they did though, Tony? They closed Lake Street down out of cars. You got these.
Yeah, well, if you're living on Lake Street, you're stoked though.
Yeah, but I'm not, and I like to use Lake Street to cut right down to Arguello and then take a right to get into the city. Sometimes, I shouldn't say this on the air, but I have violated that ordinance on occasion.
Oh.
Anyway, Tony, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Right here, dude.
You got to. Sometimes I know it's a slow street, but I got shit to do. I got to get from A to B.
Just drive slow while you go through the slow street. It's not much to ask.
It's a big city. I got places to be. I don't know what you need from me, but I got to use Lake
City. A big city. Nice.
You okay, babe, man? Yeah.
Talk about a vocal, man. Talk about a lead vocal.
What do you want to talk, Klaus Meine?
Klaus Meine's lead vocals do not get enough love in the greater pantheon of 80s, 70s.
What do you
80s
want to talk?
rock.
You want to talk about the twin guitar attack of Rudy Shanker and Matthias Jabs?
Dude,
I'll do it if I have to. I'll do it if I have to.
Shanker
on drums. Herman Rarebell, dude. Herman Rarebell. Herman. Give me another rock star named Herman. I'll wait. There are none, bro. There are none. He's the only Herman in the rock star pantheon, and I got his back on that. You go ahead, Herman. Herman, dude.
I think Shanker still tours, if I'm not mistaken. Or doesn't he have a brother? Does he have a brother? Does he have a Shanker brother that also tours? Maybe I'll just
that's Michael Shanker.
Michael Shanker,
yeah, the Shanker brothers. There's two of them. Absolutely.
Exactly. Yeah, Michael still tours, I think.
Yeah. There were two. Regs, there were two. Yes. Go ahead.
Deviation.
Yeah.
Number one, because Matt Mayoko is saying that he's more surprised. He'd be more surprised if the Niners do not sign Joey Bosa. This Bosa stuff's heating up, and that it could happen as early as in the next couple of days. So, and the Bosas haven't played together since high school, and I feel like there's a contradiction here too, because John Lynch has been saying we got to get younger. We got to get younger. Sounds like our old boss at our old employer, Paulie. By the way,
yeah.
But he keeps saying that, but then they're entertaining Bosa, so it's like. I'm confused about it, and I want to know how you feel about we talked about it. We hit on this last night, but I want to dive deeper. I feel like it's going to become a reality, and I want to know how you feel about Joey Bosa joining Nick Bosa on the D line.
First of all, I love that you're confident enough and you're secure enough in your personage that you can say, hey, I'm confused about this. I'm rather confused.
I am.
No, I'm confused too. And when you say confused, I got to shout out Jimi Hendrix. Is this love or confusion? Another great Jimi Hendrix track for all of y'all to enjoy.
Speaking of Hendrix too, I walked right by the Hendrix Red House on Haight Street yesterday, and just a beautiful Hendrix mural on the side of the Red House in mid Haight Street, just beautiful. And also shout out the Pork Store Cafe and All You Need Cafe. Haight Street, again, another street that people like kind of, I don't know, obviously it has its lore, but then I think people avoided it because of
I never avoided it. I dive head first in the Haight Street. I'm a head street junkie, dude. I love Haight Street.
I was like knocking on Amoeba Records at like 10:53 saying, I know you open at 11, but ain't chance.
Open the goddamn doors. I need to buy some Rat albums. You know what I mean? Yeah. I got a pocket full of money and I need to give it to Stephen Piercy. Okay. Back to Joey Bosa. I will say this about Bosa. I hear you, dude. There's concerns about his age. There's concerns about his durability. And I think the Chargers are saving $25 million from their salary cap by cutting them loose. That's the thing. The price has got to be right, dude. It's the price tag. I mean, not only did the Niners talk about getting younger, they're also seeing how they can like manage a salary cap and take care of all their big guys, Tony, including Brock Purdy, who's still negotiating his deal. So I feel like you got to take care of Purdy first. Don't start juggling too much stuff at once. Like, can we secure our quarterback? That's what I'd like to start with.
Right.
And the number that I heard, the initial number, I don't know if this is accurate, but I did read this, that $45 million per year was on the table for Brock. So now, so they're going to go back and forth, let them settle a number. I think it'll be probably close to 50. Whether or not he deserves that's a whole other conversation. That's just the going rate for a good quarterback in the NFL. There's nothing you can do about that. So
did you see this bonkers story out of Tennessee? They're floating around because Tennessee has the number 1 pick in the draft. Yeah. And they're saying, we want to trade Brock Purdy for that number 1 pick.
Listen, let me tell you a couple things.
Could you imagine?
That's complete horse ass. He ain't going anywhere. Brock's not going to Tennessee.
He better not be going anywhere.
No. The only Tennessee I want to celebrate on the show is Tennessee Jet by the Grateful Dead.
Dude, I want to continue to sing I Want a Brock. And I want to do a second Brock song for Rock of Ages, Brock of Ages. Okay.
Not bad. Brock and roll
Rock
all night.
Rock of Ages.
There's so many, Tony. We could go Brock all night and party every day. There's a million of them.
Well, shout out to Night Ranger and our local pals, Night Ranger, and you can still Brock in America.
100%. 100%. By the way, don't sleep on Brad Gillis on guitar.
Yes.
The guy's a beast.
Oh, that's another guy I want to get on the show, dude. Is Brad Gillis?
Get him. For Christ's sakes, get him.
For Christ's sakes, will you cover yourself? Stand by. Sanchi, thank you for the contribution to the show. Thank you for the super. Can we just get a run stopper like Dana, Cowboy, or Michael Carter, dude? Listen to Michael Carter mention.
Bro, wow. you got me good with the, would you, for Christ's sake, would you cover yourself? Dude, shout out Chet and Weird Science. And then when he takes the eggs, and I'll never understand why he does this, he takes the frying pan with eggs and he throws them on the ceiling. Right, make yourself one, dickwad.
But you notice that the egg lands in the pan. He holds the pan for the egg to fall back into the pan.
Chet's masterful, the way he's handling the frying pan, insulting his brother. Now make yourself one, dickwad. Dude. Amazing.
Bill Paxton does not. Bill Paxton, man, for life. Rest in peace. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. I hate saying it. My favorite Bill Paxton moment in cinema history is when he's the pile of garbage on the floor in Weird Science, and then the guys walk in and he waves the flipper. Hey guys. Hey dude. Hi dudes. Hi dudes. And you hear like the liquids come in.
Wyatt, I'm sorry for being such a shit to you all these years.
Yeah.
And then his tongue gets out and gets the fly. Remember he goes, anyways. Sorry.
Chet's got to eat, dude. Chet's got to eat like anybody. The fly comes, that's his lunch right there. All right.
So Paulie, back. Would you want yes or no? Paulie, it's a simple question. Yes or no? Do you want Joey Bosa?
Only if the price is right. Yes, if it's a good deal. Because I'm going to be honest, even if they sign him, I don't expect to see him for the full season. I think he'll be in and out of the lineup. Yeah, and that's
the last 3 seasons he's been hurt all 3 seasons, and he had like 2.5 sacks, 3.5 sacks, and 5.5 sacks. So he's had like 14 total sacks in 3 seasons. It's like
Where are you? How about you? Same question to you, T.
I don't want it personally.
Fine.
I don't want it. I think it's like overflowing in the cute factor also. Like I just, I don't, could you imagine all the PR and all the, one Bosa is enough for me. And Leonard Floyd, I think is a few years older than Bosa, but I still like Leonard Floyd.
Hey, listen, real quick. Sorry to interrupt you, Tony, but you said one Bosa is enough for me. I got to shout out one of my favorite Police songs on the Ghost in the Machine album. It's a stone reggae track. It's called "One World Is Enough for All of Us."
Oh, man,
that might be, for my money, that's some of the best Stuart Copeland drumming you're ever going to hear on any album. Is that song? One World Is Enough for All of Us, and one Bosa is enough for Creative Tony. All right, let's wrap up the top three.
You should hear Pato Banton's version of One World Is Enough. It's really good, by the way.
I'd like to hear it, and I want to also finish your top 3, and then we're going to wrap today. I want to dismiss the class. They got to go to lunch. We got other commitments as well. So, Tony, number 2 on your top 3, if you please.
And thank you, PMP Army, for sticking with us for 2 freaking hours last night in the night flight. Thank you.
That was amazing. We had a good time. Yeah.
But dude, by the way, Rising Wolf, niceness. He just did a Pato Banton shout out for niceness. That's a Pato Banton song. Number 2, Dubs Nets in Brooklyn today. Nets are, I think the Nets are 21-40. The Nets aren't very good.
Right.
So, and Curry's banged up. This part of the season, actually everybody's banged up, especially Curry. And again, this goes back to the freaking refs not giving the protection that they give to LeBron. They don't give to Curry for some odd reason. I don't know why, but for some odd reason, that still is a thing. So do you rest Curry tonight and just say, Jimmy Butler, it's your game. Draymond, it's your game. Quentin Post, it's your game. Moses Moody, your game. Pajemski, your game.
You know what? I wouldn't have a problem with it. Personally, I wouldn't actually. I think there's something to that actually. And I hadn't even thought about that. But because you know what's funny? I saw Steph Curry walking into the hotel when they got to New York, and he was limping. He was limping the other night. Then he went out and lit up the garden and had a great night. But I'm sure that thing is barking at him, his ankle. So dude, I'm fine with that. Yeah, if you want to rest, and I like your whole mentality too, where hey, you know what? You love Moody so much. Hey, Moody, you're in the starting lineup tonight. Go dazzle me. Go ahead, go dazzle me.
14 starts for Moody. They're 13-1 when he starts. That's all I'm saying.
Quick shout out to Bob Agnew, one of our previous program directors, one of the greats too. Bob is one of the real great PDs. When I had your job before you came back and before I started with Murph, I had a brief stint as creative director. Bro, lost in the woods, had no idea what I was doing. Just throwing shit on the Pro Tools program, hoping it was going to work. I didn't know what I was doing. I never forget too, Bob Agnew in the interview. Now, Paulie, you have any experience using the Pro Tools program? I'm like, oh yeah, no, it's like second nature to me. I got Pro Tools, got it right here in my pocket. I didn't know anything about it. But in any case, he used to open up the studio door and go, Paulie, dazzle me. He would say, dazzle me. And I'd be like, here's a Ralph and Tom open. I don't know. Do you like the Allman Brothers? That's the only piece I had that had any lasting power.
Dude, a real quick Agnew story, and I'll let you go. Gary, when I was producing Gary Radnich's show, we had James Brown on the show, the musician James Brown.
Hot Pants James Brown. Yeah, the
guy. I remember I was so excited. I was so excited because I booked James Brown. I was so excited. And that's when I went and saw James Brown at the Maritime Hall, because he came on that morning to promote the show. Went to the show that night, but we had him on, and James Brown was a little groggy, but still. But the best thing is that James was talking so fast that you couldn't really understand what he was saying.
Yeah.
And Bob Agnew calls the bat phone in the studio at the control room where I'm behind the soundboard, and he goes, "Tony, get this guy off now. Get James Brown off right now. I don't care. Get him off." And I go,
"No."
I say, "No, Bob." I respectfully disagree with you.
That's freaking James Brown right there. I'm not taking him off. It's freaking the Godfather. Come on, Soul Brother number one, the hardest working man in show business. I'm not kicking him off the air.
Dude, so then I say to Gary in his headset while James is talking, I say, "Gary, Bob wants us to take James off the air." And Gary does this. Gary goes back to me in the talkback, "You better not take James Brown off the air." And I said, "Okay, great, fine." Afterwards, post-show meeting, I'm in Bob's office. "Tony, get down here and see me." Dude, the meeting ended with Bob yelling, "Hey, Tony, fuck you." And I bet down the hallway, I go, "Hey, Bob, fuck you."
Yeah.
And then literally 2 hours later, we're hugging in the break room. So
Bob
cared. He cared immensely about the product.
Big time.
And he was a spicy dude. And I'm a little spicy myself. But I wanted James Brown on the air. I'm not going to take James Brown off the air. So
I got to side with Creative Tony on this one. With James Brown, the Godfather of Soul, can do whatever he wants for as long as he wants. But I will say this too: I miss those days when you could have it out with like your superior, and nobody got fired. Nobody got suspended. Nobody got reprimanded.
That's what I loved about him.
Nobody had to go watch a training video to learn how to. Dude, you know how many training videos I've seen in my life? Jesus Christ! How to talk to people? It's like, I get it already. I'm not coming to work with a flamethrower. I'm not insulting people. Cut the shit. Let me do my job. But in any case, like back then, you could do that. You could tell your boss to F off and not lose your job.
Oh God, dude, I do that now. I'm gone long before I was gone in November.
I do it now. They're hitting me with a taser gun, and I'm handcuffed. I'm getting driven to a police station. So anyway, Tony, let's
number three. Tony's top three. Number three. We just had Kate Scott, right? The play-by-play greatness of Kate Scott on our show. Sixers broadcaster. So it leads me to ask you, Paulie, other than Kate Scott, who is your favorite broadcaster? I mean, I want to go outside of the Bay Area because we're so freaking lucky to have Miller and Fleming, and Kruk and Kipe and Fitz, and also
Ted Ramey. That's Ted Ramey on the pile. That's another
Ted
guy.
Ramey,
Give me Ted Ramey. Yeah.
Randy Hahn and Dan Rusanowski for the Sharks. Like we're lucky. We're so lucky, dude. Glenn Kuiper for the A's. Like we are, and Dallas Braden for the A's. Like we are so lucky in the Bay Area who we've had on the mic here. So let's go outside of the Bay Area. Go national if you want to, but who is your favorite broadcaster, or was your favorite broadcaster other than Kate Scott? I
love this question. That's a great way to end the top three today. For starters, I want to give John Madden some love and Pat Summerall, because that pairing was it's never going to be that good again. That was the ultimate stamp of like, this is a big game. When Summerall and Madden, whatever game they did on Sunday on Fox, that was the big game, and they always did the NFC playoffs. So I have great memories of Madden, talking about the Niners and just that whole era, man. I just associate those two. So I want to shout those guys out. But you know who might be my favorite of all time, honestly, is Marv Albert. I'll tell you why.
Wow.
It's not Tony, not just the fact that he called so many big basketball games in the 90s. Like, he did all those Jordan games when Jordan was winning titles. Marv did the call. But being a Jersey kid when I was in high school, Marv Albert, Tony, listen to this. If you want work ethic, listen to this. Marv Albert, not only he did his national games on the weekend, but he called all the Knicks games on the radio. And he was also the play-by-play voice of the New York Rangers. So he did hockey, and he did it extremely well. And the signature sound of Marv, like, Steph Curry hits a swish. Yes! He'd give you that, yes!
Yeah.
And
actually, that's a staple. That's a staple.
No, that was Marv's signature. So for me, it's Marv Albert for those reasons. And my final thing I'll say about Marv is the night that the Rangers won their Stanley Cup in 1994. I'm to preserve the moment, not knowing technology would later on be able to deliver this on YouTube. I didn't know that. So I took a cassette tape and I recorded Marv Albert calling Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals the night the Rangers won the Cup. So I actually have it. I have Marv on cassette in my house. Yeah. But that's how much I loved his calls, and I'm glad I did that now because Marv is retired, and a lot of new voices out there. So for me, it's Marvelous Marv Albert. Tony, how about yourself?
First of all, I want to give a shout out to the to Sons of Johnny LeMaster and Sanchi. They both don't forget to mention Lon Simmons and Hank Greenwald as well in the pantheon of the broadcasters in the Bay. Like, there's such, again, we've been so lucky for decades, man, of who's been on the mic here in the Bay Area. You go outside of this market and you turn on a broadcast, you're not going to get what we've been getting for decades.
You get dog S. You get a lot of dog S. Tony, I'm sorry, before you go to your answer, can you bring up, I saw Dub City fly by as a super. Yeah. He's already gone.
Oh, get out of here, really?
Oh, did you? My bad. Okay, my bad.
No, I didn't see it. I apologize. There it is right there.
Yeah, see, I told you. I saw him. He flew by. Dude, they go by so freaking fast. You got to catch him.
Oh, well, he's calling out for something, Paulie, and I got to respect it, okay? I got to respect this. If he's calling out for it, I got to respect it. So stand by. Because of last night's night flight.
If you need a beer, grab a beer.
Bruce Bochy. He wanted to get a beer from Bochy. One more time.
If you need a beer, grab a beer.
I cut that sound myself. I cut that freaking sound bite myself. All right, Tony, go ahead. Give me number 3, and thank you, Dub City. You freaking
No, I gave you number 3, and I'm gonna say I freaking love Kevin Harlan. I just love Kevin Harlan.
Great call.
He adds so much fun to the games, but I also love Mike Breen too. And remember we saw Mike Breen at Original Joe's?
100%. 100%. Maybe like him even more. It made me like Mike Breen even more. I'm like, he eats at OJ's. That's awesome.
Yeah, in North Beach. Couldn't have been nicer guy. And we love Original Joe's. And Mike Breen, every time he comes to town, he goes to Original Joe's in North Beach and has dinner. And but like you were talking about Marv Albert's stable call.
Yeah.
Mike Breen's bang.
Oh, I love it.
Especially
bang!
Bang! Like, dude, like that Curry bang that he did, it was against OKC, I think it was.
Bang! Yeah, it's killer.
It's just I get the chills, talking like so. I don't know. Mike, it's like a toss up between Mike Breen and Kevin Harlan for me. And Harlan, again, like Kate Scott, can do anything, anytime. And then also we got to give love to Ted Robinson. We talked about Ted the other night, or was it last night or the night before, whatever. Ted Robinson was fantastic on the microphone. Ted. And also shout out Ted Robinson doing like tennis too. I think he still does tennis, and he's very good at that as well. So we miss Ted Robinson. We got to get him on the show. Actually.
We do. I haven't talked to Ted in a while, but I really do love him. And I got to tell you, Tony, it's time that we wrap things up today. So let's say another word about Carlos and flex funding before we dismiss the class today. So again, if you're new to the show, I'm very happy to announce our newest sponsor. It's Carlos de la Fuente with Flex Funding. He offers a variety of services, all regarding handling your money and letting your money work for you in the best and most profitable way. You see his name right there on the screen. Great guy. I vouch for Carlos. I go back with him some years. Stand-up dude. San Francisco guy. San Francisco native. He's got 26 years in the financial biz. Creative Tony, and that's what you want. I'm sorry, with all due respect, I don't want a kid who just graduated college handling my money. I want a polished professional who's seen it all, done it all, and that's Carlos. And if you just like, I'll simplify this as much as you can, because I got to be honest, a lot of the financial world it can be very confusing to a guy like me. I've got limited brain power, and the brain cells I have left are already compromised. You know what I mean? From too many dead shows. So like, I got to go to a professional like Carlos and be like, Carlos, here's the situation. I could use a loan. Can you help me? The answer to that question is yes. He specializes in HELOC loans, by the way, home equity line of credit. If you're in the market and you're shopping around, definitely talk to Carlos when it comes to HELOC loans. Carlos, essentially, think of it this way. He's like a one-stop shop, and he's got several loan programs that he offers, and you can talk to him about any of them. Carlos does reverse mortgages for seniors as well that don't want mortgage payments attached to them. They're saddled with that for life. He does offer that. And again, Carlos, one of the advantages, he's a broker, okay? He's a broker as opposed to a lender. So again, he can take care of all those financial needs. Simply give him a call and talk to him. He'll explain everything to you in layman's terms, as he did to us when he was telling us about his business. But again, Tony talked about that trust element, and I'll let you actually speak to that, Carlos, the person. But just check in with Carlos. You can email him as well and let him go to work for you today and put you in a better financial place, T.
Yeah, man, it's all about trust. I talk to my kids that I coach about trust. You got to trust each other, and the most solid foundation of a relationship is trust. And how you guys met organically, and how we've interacted with him ever since. And
He's an awesome guy.
We're gonna get Carlos on the show, by the way, so you guys can get a taste of Carlos, the person, because we trust him, and we wouldn't go into a partnership with Carlos if we didn't trust him. And also, my thing too is he is born and raised in the Bay Area. Knows the Bay Area, knows the market. Dude, he's a Sacred Heart Fighting Irish. He's 26 years in the biz, San Francisco State Gator. It's kind of like, I'm not going to take my, if I own a Volkswagen, I'm not going to take my Volkswagen to an American, a mechanic that specializes in American cars. I'm going to take it to a mechanic who specializes in German cars. Same with Carlos. He knows the Bay Area market. So you go to Carlos because he's from here, born and raised here. So it's the proof is in the pudding, man. Carlos at myflexnow.com, Paulie.
Final thing on Carlos, you use the word trust several times. You know where my mind went? Immediately went to Fast Times at Ridgemont High in the bedroom of Mike Damone. Like nice. One of those scenes, like near the end of the movie when he's calling all his buddies, he goes, I got your tickets so close to the band, you practically scared the band off stage. The camera kind of sweeps around his room. You see that picture of Pete Townsend with the bloody hand.
Yeah, that's right.
I want to remind you, he's got an Elvis Costello poster on the wall that simply says trust.
Yeah.
So what I'm thinking,
that's a great call, dude. Yeah.
I've studied. I mean, again, when this show falls apart, I'll be lecturing on the college circuit, talking about Fast Times at Ridgemont High and how it relates to the postmodern world. I got a whole thesis ready to go on that. Until it happens, I got to tell you that I'm thinking about maybe superimposing Carlos's face on the Elvis Costello poster. So now when you see the phone, you'll see trust, but you got Carlos instead of Elvis Costello. For me, that works. That's the kind of message. Yeah, it's kind of thing I want to present. Yes, yeah.
Carlos way more handsome than Elvis Costello too. So
that's a true story. That's a true story.
Win-win right there too, dude. So yes, I'm down. I've become like I'm learning the digital arts of the for visuals, and so I might tinker around with that and send it to Carlos and see what he thinks, dude.
Please do. We'll put it right here on the screen if he likes it. Yeah, trust with Carlos. Yes.
Can I forward promote for tomorrow, Paulie, before we dismiss the class?
Yes, you can.
Because we did not get to our t-shirts. We are getting to the t-shirts this week. Okay, so we're
working on it. Literally, yep.
We will do t-shirts tomorrow because I've got a doozy for tomorrow. We didn't get to it today. We got a doozy. We're going to get to close. What is it? Close in the attic. Close in the attic.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do that tomorrow. I also want to get to some emails from the PMP Army, and also our guy from the New York Post, Mark Cannizzaro, is going to join us tomorrow at 12:30. We love Mark. We wanted to talk to Mark about Curry's ownership of Madison Square Garden. We want to talk to him about Davante Adams leaving the Jets.
Yeah.
So there's some good stuff to talk, and we also love to riff just about all things pop culture with Mark as well. So, and on the way out, Paulie, happy birthday to Shaq, who's 53.
Happy birthday, Shaq. Yeah.
Shaq, nobody's in Steph's corner more than Shaq.
Shaq Fu, yeah, man.
Dude, Shaq Diesel, Shaq Fu.
Yeah.
And then happy birthday to David Gilmour. 79th birthday to David Gilmour. It's one of the greatest guitarists of all freaking time. Thank you, David, for all of your mastery.
I would say I would have to agree with that. David Gilmour, one of the tastiest guitar players. He does more with by playing less than maybe anybody I've ever heard. Like one note says so much when it comes to David Gilmour. There's no notes wasted, like when it comes to his style of playing, like that.
Yeah,
feel every single note, like damn, and they're all the right ones. Like anyway, happy birthday, David Gilmour. I'm a big fan as well. And
it's very rare that Paulie pisses me off, but Paulie, you pissed me off the other day when you said the song "Dogs" didn't really resonate with you, and that I couldn't
understand what was going on. It was going on for like 20 minutes. There's
So Paulie, your homework assignment this weekend is I need you to dive into the album Animals and really absorb it and really take it in.
I can do that.
Some of David Gilmour's best work is on Animals, and I really want you to get involved with that album, especially the song Dogs. His guitar work in Dogs is outrageous, man. It's so good.
Hey, for the second Bon Scott shout out, actually the other Bon Scott shout out I think I did last night. Here's another one. Shout out Bon Scott and AC/DC. Dog Eat Dog,
dude.
eat cat too. When it's a dog, eat dog. Bow, bow, bow. Eat cat too. Eat cat too. All right, Tony, if you would please dismiss the class.
I also didn't say tomorrow our show is high noon, of course. Friday's always high noon. We'll have our particle pick of the week. We'll have our musical assignment. We'll have our T-shirt. We'll have Mark Cannizzaro. It'll be super fun. We'll end this great week. And don't forget about the Bay Area Sports Collective, which is day 2 now of the Bay Area Sports Collective, bayareasc.com to check it out.
Thank you.
Or search Bay Area Sports Collective at Bay Area Sports Collective on YouTube. And
you can grab all the shows over there. The Polymath Particle, Johnny Lund, you got Tom Tolbert. All those shows are archived and available for you on the new website. Please do check it out. You see our very cool logo up in the left-hand corner of the screen. Thank you, Tony. The BC. I want that on hats. I want that on hoodies. We'll try to get some merch happening too, so we can spread the word. Go ahead, T.
And lastly, I want to thank Alex Simon of SF Gate. He wrote a really nice article. And I want to thank Aiden Vaziri of the SF Chronicle, also wrote a really nice article. And Jason Barrett of Barrett Sports Media as well. They all helped spread the word about the Bay Area Sports Collective yesterday. So we thank all of them. Yeah. And it's a collective. It's all about the viewers, the listeners, and all the hosts involved. We're so psyched about where the future is going to go from here. And again, a lot of collaboration in the future. Super stoked about that. So just wanted to give some love. That's all.
Okay, buddy. If you would, Diamond Dave awaits. Hell yeah, T. And if you would, on the way out the day, there it is, dude. There it is. Thank you, DJ Rob B.
Actually,
for all
I'm making an executive decision, Paulie, on the way out today.
Let it go. Let it rock.
Come on, Clint. You're an alpha beta.
Let it go. Let it go.
It's the best. They're done in Japan.
Here's the thing. You just inspired me. Here's what we're going to do. Musical assignment. I'm going to create it right now live on the air a day ahead of time, 24 hours in advance. Artists, songs, or bands somehow connected to Japan. Boom.
Beautiful.
I'll see you tomorrow on Polymax Particles, because I can't wait to see what kind of Japanese reference Tony comes up with. My only problem is choosing just one. I could go so many directions musically with Japan, with a thread to Japan. It could just be like a live album in Japan. It could be a Japanese band. Shout out Loudness. I've seen them. I saw them open for Motley Crue. All Japanese heavy metal. Yes, Thunder in the East.
Thunder in the East. I know Thunder in the East. I do know Thunder in the
effing East. Yep. I was right there pumping my fist at the Garden once again. All right, Tony, I will see you tomorrow on Polymax Particles. High noon, y'all. You guys know what to do. Bring your party favors and enjoy. We get that happy hour started early on Friday. And that's it. We'll see you tomorrow. We'll talk Japan. We'll talk about sports. We'll talk a little pop culture. We'll see what Tony's got in terms of out of the closet. Yep. A lot going on. Peace, y'all. Enjoy your Thursday.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks for all the contributions, too. We love you all. Thanks for PMP Army. Peace.